remember spending hot summer days at my grandparents' house while my parents worked. My siblings and I soaked up the privileges that came with being spoiled by our grandparents until our mother came to pick us up just in time for dinner. Some days she'd come by earlier, and it was these days I hated, because it meant she had taken time off of work to take one of us to the doctor. And if she came for me, that could only mean one thing: I had to get a shot. It took an hour to get to the pediatrician's office, and the anticipation was agony. I never knew if I would walk out of there with a lollipop, a Peppa Pig Band-Aid, arm pain, and a promise to get Dairy Queen on the way home. My mom never told me. Admittedly, half the time even she wasn't sure, and she knew I would never go willingly if I knew. Despite all of the colorful tiles and the nice nurses and receptionists, I knew how the visits would end. Even now, just thinking about the sterile smell of antibacterial soap and hand sanitizer, I think back to sitting on waxy paper in a patient gown. There's not enough lollipops in the world that would make me want to do it all again. I would think getting pricked again and again would be enough exposure to eventually overcome this, but it's still a crippling fear that prevents me from taking care of myself. I don't even know what my blood type is because I'm too scared to get my blood drawn. This, accompanied with my hypochondria, makes for a pretty bad combination. I still shiver and shake just at the thought of a needle in my arm, but for the first time in my life, I know I can get vaccinated and not cry. And that itself proves there's hope for me in the future.